We up and I'm feeling like a new me. Stacking new sets, some new E. NFTs, all of them you need. Back in my zone like 2-3. All time high, hit a new peak. Let's go. Homie, the Bulls is back. I said the Bulls is back.
GM, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're talking about runes, PUPS, and what is happening with the Bitcoin halving relating to this. So let's jump into the video here. If you're new, please do subscribe to the channel and let's crack on. So runes will utilize the UTXO of a Bitcoin in order to create fungible tokens on Bitcoin. So we've heard the term phrased recently, the first meme coins on Bitcoin. That kind of thing is going to come. So if we think about the progression here, we've had Ordinals and BRC20s. Ordinals essentially NFTs on Bitcoin, and runes are like the ERC20s, the tokens on top of Bitcoin, which is coming. Now this protocol will go live on the halving, so the 20th of April, and it is much touted to be potentially opening up of Pandora's box here, and a lot of capital potentially flooding into these runes. So a lot of hype behind them. A huge Chinese community as well are here online, very much interested in what's happening. So we had the Ordinals hype, and the BRC20s were created on top of Ordinals. Essentially, you would inscribe data onto a Satoshi and create a token out of this, and the BRC20s were built directly on top of the Ordinals. But this runes protocol is a separate new protocol, and this will allow for, as I say, a load of new tokens to be developed directly onto Bitcoin. So one of the takes here is from Munib, who actually works at Stacks, the layer 2 for BTC. So of course he's going to be slightly biased with what he says, but he says runes launched at Bitcoin halving will begin meme coins on Bitcoin season as the L1 breaks. So predicting that will be too much in terms of weight on the network. That will mean big fees, pretty much inevitable that will happen. We've already seen this with Ordinals, and all roads will lead to Bitcoin L2s, such as his project Stacks is what he's saying. But we are seeing the market showing its hand somewhat with PUPS here. So PUPS seems to be kind of the chosen one from the Bitcoin landscape that will have these runes. So this currently is a BRC20 token, but it will migrate to a runes based protocol. I don't think it's too important if you don't understand what the heck these words are at this moment. Just the technical upgrade is coming, and these guys here will migrate to this runes protocol. And so PUPS, as they say, is a meme coin on the largest blockchain in the world, Bitcoin. They're suggesting they're going to be the first meme coin on Bitcoin as a result of this. But how are these guys currently positioned on both Bitcoin network and Solana? Let's have a little look. So the kind of infrastructure behind this is coming from MultiBit. We covered this on my channel a good while back. They've done a lot of development since, and we'll check out the chart for this as well in just a sec, because I think as an infrastructure picks and shovels kind of play for this, this is a very sharp place to be as well. But you can see on screen, you can bridge from Bitcoin. So say you've bought one of these PUPS, they're called Rune PUPS over on Magic Eden, for example. I'll show you that in just a sec. You can get your Bitcoin related tokens over to Solana via MultiBit. As you can see, there is this bridge that's being created for PUPS, and that goes two ways between both of these networks, which is rather intriguing. And MultiBit seems to be positioning itself as one of the leading ecosystem plays for runes. They are big backers of what is going to happen here with runes. And as they state in this tweet, the emergence of the runes protocol on Bitcoin is generating significant buzz in the digital asset space. MultiBit powers BRC20 and rune ecosystem assets to be bridged amongst mainstream smart contract blockchains. And you can see a load of different smart contract blockchains listed in here, whether it be Base, the BNB chain, Polygon, Solana, ETH mainnet, whatever it may be. This could be kind of counter to what Munib is suggesting here, with Bitcoin layer 2s taking up the majority of the runes transactions. It may be that MultiBit facilitates these runes to just be absolutely everywhere, which will mean liquidity for these runes to be tapped into by everyone. So say you are interested in this kind of play around Bitcoin, as this is indirect Bitcoin exposure, and a lot of people are very bullish on this, including myself. Well, if you can tap into these kind of tokens on your own chain that you prefer using, well, this would mean the total addressable market for these runes could be rather sensational. So here is MultiBit Infrastructure, as I say, picks and shovels play. It's only like 17 cents today. All-time high was up here around 30 odd cents. Big retrace over the last few months here. Quite funny to think this was around Christmas time, topped out. We have this kind of consolidation, puts in the low and starting to build up again here. But in terms of what they've done, I think they bridged over like $500 million worth of assets so far. But with runes going live and the hype that I'm starting to see around runes right now, their kind of business that they're going to do is going to go through the roof. So I would expect this to reprice quite a bit higher during this cycle. And as I say, infrastructure play. But back to the puppets. So this guy, Demon Wagme, put together this little guide, the PUPS Buyer's Guide for everyone. So this is interesting to talk about PUPS here, because what are they? A, they're just a meme coin, but of course they are a Bitcoin BRC20. But as we've just mentioned, they're also live on Solana chain as well via that MultiBit bridge. So PUPS on Bitcoin, where it all started, the Bitcoin BRC20 version of PUPS was originally airdropped to Opium holders. This was another collection, accounting for 77% of the upcoming Puppet-themed runes launch. So the runes launch, 77% of tokens going to people who had this airdrop. So you're going to get this kind of new runes protocol come out. The PUPS collection will be a runes collection, and people who own these will be able to convert them, I think, via some mint and burn function. So we just go down here, rune puppets. So these are the rune puppets. You may have seen them on Magic Eden. They're like 0.1 of a BTC right now. And once the rune protocol goes live, you'll be able to convert these into the runes. So each of these will have a value. So it goes on, the inscriptions were airdropped to all Opium and Puppet holders, traded on Magic Eden, and can be used to claim the PUPS runes after the halving. And these are eligible for 23% of the runes supply. So this collection here gets 23% of the supply. The actual BRC20 tokens themselves getting 77% of the supply. So that is 100% of said supply. So simple maths, 77% to PUPS holders, whether that is on the BRC20 version or on Solana, and 23% to the holders of those collections there on Magic Eden. So PUPS on Solana, all circulating PUPS on Solana, are simply Bitcoin tokens that have been bridged across MultiBit. They enjoy cheaper fees, larger volumes, but higher volatility. So then comes the alpha for the PUPS here. PUPS BRC20 is a burn and claim against 77% of the rune token supply. Rune PUPS, that ordinal collection we just saw on Magic Eden, is a direct claim against 23% of the rune token supply. The rune token supply is 1 billion. Therefore, Web3Quant with some alpha here. PUPS to fill the wick. We'll show you the wick in just a moment. Not referring to Black Noise wick here, which is Ansem. WIF has already shown unit bias doesn't matter. If the story is strong, PUPS will undergo a 100-to-1 redenomination. So there's going to be a ton of runes, 1 billion of them, and this means that the current supply of the assets we just talked about will increase on a 100-to-1 basis. So in terms of unit bias, you can see on screen here, the current price is around $50 per PUPS. 100-to-1 redenomination means if you hold one PUPS right now, you got $52 worth of tokens. Your tokens will be worth 52 cents, but you would have, instead of one token, 100 tokens. So you can do the maths on that, pretty straightforward, 100-to-1 redenomination. You're going to get 100 times the amount of tokens, but you're going to move 2 decimal places down on the price. So Web3Quant was suggesting fill the wick, i.e. this wick up here, which will be around $1,000 as you can see. And this was the Ansem wick, as you can see here. This coming off the back, Ansem tweeted out, just bought the whiff of Bitcoin bros. So he thinks that PUPS here, which has a market cap of $370 million, so roughly a 10x away from what WIF is, he thinks this is the whiff of the Bitcoin ecosystem. So that is pretty damn bullish and rather intriguing. So that is kind of the thesis around PUPS. I'm bullish on PUPS for sure. Bought some of those. I've also held Mubi for a long time here. So good to see that that's really contributing to this runes protocol coming out. Runes is obviously going to be a bit of a hype wave around the halving, as that is when it's going to launch. And I'm starting to see a lot of chatter online about it as well. So positioning a little bit earlier here may not be a bad thing, but I think this will have a big bubble in this cycle. Now, last thing to mention, Degen corner here. So of course, no financial advice, strictly gambling. Meme coins on Sol related to puppets are popping up. World Peace on Sol here seems to be a bit of a co-collection alongside the puppets. This has been launched for like 2 days, but this is the current price action. Big pump, big dump, bottoms out, and now it's starting to slowly trend upwards. So this thing has a 380k market cap as we film here. As we just saw, PUPS market cap is $370 million. So these new types of meme coins that are spinning up related to kind of spin-offs of puppets, etc., I expect will have a bit of pumpage here as this narrative plays on. So I'm not suggesting you go and buy World Peace, but those are the kind of little gambles in the market I will be looking to take as this hype really kicks up, in my opinion. So hope you enjoyed today's episode. I will see you in the next one. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.